Multiple variables in a with statement. Is it possible to declare more than one variable using a with statement in Python? Something like: or is cleaning up two resources at the same time the problem?
It is possible in Python 3 since v3.1 and Python 2.7. The new with syntax supports multiple context managers. Unlike the context-lib.nested, this guarantees that A and B will have their _exit_s called even if C or its _enter_ method raises an exception. You can also use earlier variables in later definitions, HD marked below. As of Python 3.10, you can use parentheses.
Note that if you split the variables into lines, prior to Python 3.10 you must use backslashes to wrap the new lines. Parentheses don't work, since Python creates a tuple instead. Since tuples lack a _enter_ attribute, you get an error, undescriptive and does not identify class type. If you try to use as within parentheses, Python catches the mistake at parse time. When will this be fixed? This issue is tracked in this URL. Python announced in PEP 617 that they would replace the original parser with a new one. Because Python's original parser is LL1, it cannot distinguish between multiple context managers with A, B, column and tuple of values with A, B, 0, column. The new parser can properly parse multiple context managers surrounded by parentheses. The new parser has been enabled in 3.9. It was reported that this syntax will still be rejected until the old parser is removed in Python 3.10, and this syntax change was reported in the 3.10 release notes. But in my testing, it works in Trinket.io's Python 3.9.6 as well.
Context-lib.nested supports this. Update. To quote the documentation, regarding context-lib.nested. Deprecated since version 2.7, the with statement now supports this functionality directly, without the confusing error-prone quirks. See Rafael Daugerd's answer for more information.
Since Python 3.3, you can use the class exitStack from the context-lib module. It can manage a dynamic number of context-aware objects, which means that it will prove especially useful if you don't know how many files you are going to handle. The canonical use case that is mentioned in the documentation is managing a dynamic number of files. Here is a generic example. Output.
If you want to see more, please consider subscribing.